Hi everyone, this is Nature and welcome to Nature's ComedYcine show. The comedy and medicine together. Laughter is still the best medicine, apparently. So I've heard. So has been told. It can also be a great source of controversy. Apparently, when you say certain words and people get offended by those certain words. Anyway, I am decided that it's really one of those days where I wish that I could just have lots of sex and that would solve all my problems. Um, Don't you all have those days when that's all you want to do all day is just have, you think that sex or the orgasm will solve all of your problems? At least in those moments, everything is the best ever. And then, unless you've been trained in multiple orgasms, you're quickly come back down to earth and just wonder what's going on. What are you doing with your hands? And what are you doing with this person? And what is going on planet Earth? Anyway, I've decided to take a more lighthearted approach. The last 2 days, I've surrendered and I went out and got some medical marijuana, and that has liberated my consciousness a little bit to think a little more creatively and not take things so seriously. And because it is just Lyme disease, really, and we don't even know though. That's the funny part. Is like we don't know if I still have Lyme disease or not because I got a bunch of negative tests, but then I got bit again, and supposedly I got another bacterial infection. But then other people want me to get, what's great about you people is that you love me so much that it drives me almost even more insane. It's like it's like a gauntlet of love. Did anybody ever see The Gauntlet with Clint Eastwood, and you're just driving down the street and everybody's just trying to stop you and love you? You're like, I need to get somewhere, and they're like, no, I want to love you. No, let me love you. No, I've got the answers. I've got the information. I've got the healer. I've got the healing. I've got the techniques, and it's kind of like it goes from like this fire of love that's warming you and warming your heart to a fire that wants to engulf you in flames and kill you. It's rather interesting. But I am grateful to everyone out there watching my life turn into a tragic comedy medicine show. Apparently, I'm supposed to become a medicine person or medicine man, or a lot of words get tossed out there around in our culture: shaman, yogi. But when I use these words to potentially describe myself, I see myself as a multidimensional being, and I think there's an aspect of me that is a very dedicated, committed yogi, one who practices union with the universe through meditation, through asana, uh, through prayer, through dance, through art. When I potentially call myself a shaman, it's like I think we all have an inner, like they all say, we all have a Buddha seed to awaken, in us, and whether we water that seed and we take care of that garden is one thing. So we all have these things inside of us, and whether we nurture that aspect of myself, because I know an aspect of myself, or an archetype of myself, is the shamanic fool. And obviously, because I'm taking tragedy, transforming it into comedy, taking darkness, transforming it into light, and the shaman and the healer and the artist in ancient cultures and everything that I've read about indigenous cultures were all the same person. So I'm having a very mythological experience, and I think it's also a very collective experience because as one of my friends, Verdeluz, astrologer, says, and a lot of astrologers say, we're living in this age of Chiron, the wounded healer. So I'm having my very own unique individual experience of walking that path of the wounded healer, and I just spoke today of other people on that same path, because there's so many of us out there that are going through our own healing process, but we also want to be healers and we want to help people, because I know that when I'm not blocked, that all I want to do is help people, and I'm in a very healthy, happy. I know what it's like to feel like healthy and happy and balanced, and it's like I want that back so bad, but I have to be equanimous and accept the reality that is with what I'm going through, and come out into the light on the other side, and then I look back and I see all the other people in the darkness or aren't awakened, and I'm feeling awakened, enlightened. I'm feeling the love or whatever, and I reach back and I try to, we carry each other, and that's what I want to see change in America, is that we carry each other and we share, because we don't, like I've said before, we don't have an abundance problem, we have a sharing problem. There's obviously enough of everything. If you watch last week with John Oliver, you know that we're wasting a ridiculous amount of everything on the planet, whether it's energy or that episode was about food, but energy and wasting lives at war and fighting over our resources when there is so much an abundance of resource to go around, for everybody to have a home and to have food and to have water and to have shelter. And that's what I want ultimately for everybody, and that's why I want to start a ministry. It's like, if I'm going to ask for donations, I might as well, who receives donations on a regular basis that is actually providing a service? Because what I've done for the last 10 years is I've provided a service, mostly at festivals, so they're, granted, to creating a sacred space, to create reverence, and to reflect the temple that lies within all of us. And I've barely and I've performed, and I've built these earth temples called nests, and I feel like there's been this dynamic balance in the universe. I've always had what I needed. I haven't necessarily gotten what I want, but I've always had what I need, and I am grateful, for that. And, it's like, I just cleared, this is my 10th year, almost my 10th year of touring, and I just cleared just a little over $10,000 on my 2014 tax return. So I'm definitely, like, I'm not going to, hobo fabulous, where it's like, I am totally living like this amazing artist, rock star, lifestyle on one end, and on the other end, I have not been able to barely afford a place. I haven't been able to afford a car. Not that I need, I don't need a home. I'm staying at my parents, but I really prefer to have my own freaking place and be able to be like, I have this service, this great service that everybody seems to love out in the world, and then be met in a way where I can actually support a family, because I feel like I feel like what I do out in the world is worth that much. And with the way that my performances have been going, and we know, it's definitely hard out there to be to make a living as a performer, but I've always believed in myself, and I feel like what I've done recently at festivals has really made a lot of people laugh, made a lot of people happy, and inspired a lot of people, and entertained a lot of people, and even educated, made people question and think about stuff through the art of performing and doing comedy. And that feels really good, and I want to keep doing that, and I want to keep building my nest, because I see that they're a sanctuary for people. They're a place for people to reconnect, to the earth, and to reconnect to something greater beyond themselves, and to see that we're all, connected. And maybe I'm just not sharing enough, and being honest enough with all of you in the world, because it's like, I think I was expressed today when I had a reading today, that I've always wanted to be Superman and superhuman, and maybe that's why when the name nature came to me, I said, yeah, that's my higher self, because it is our higher self, is some aspect of nature, and it's not just like the forest or the ocean, but the universe, that some aspect that is, that we want to feel that oneness, because the suffering comes from that pain of separation. So our whole life is this journey back, to oneness, and that connection to whatever we want to call God, or Great Spirit, or the universe, or Allah, or Buddha. The list, it's the millions and millions of names, billions of names for God, or and it's I want to help people with that connection, because it's like, I've gone through the same struggle, and even though I'm not a doctor, I think at this point I could pretty much call myself a medicine person, because if it's just about balance on a mental level, emotional level, physical level, and spiritual level, then I've been going through all of that, probably like my whole adult life, dealing with all types of, dealing from everything with depression to chronic pain in my back, going through trying so many different diets, and trying so many different types of yoga, and going to I've been going to shamanic medicine ceremonies for over 10 years, and that's still nothing. That's like the tip of the freaking iceberg when you're in shamanism. And still I'm still a baby when it comes to yoga too, even though I've practiced on and off since I was a teenager. And that's why it's like, but maybe this is my initiation into adulthood, into really embodying an empowered divine masculine, but also being like, it's like that we are superhuman and we're very human at the same time. And it's like, and I'm not just a one-dimensional, I'm not a cut-out cardboard. I have a lot of different things that I want to do. I think maybe I'm addicted I'm addicted to life, and I'm just addicted to feeling good, and wanting to be high, and be on top of the world, and feel that ecstasy, and that bliss. But also as a, I think it's an American thing too. Is Americans, we're addicted to everything, and we're in denial about it. We're in such freaking denial about our addictions, and I've been coming to terms with that and working on that for the last 2 years now. And this, and I don't. It's not anything. It's not like a hardcore. It's not what you think an addiction is to like a substance. It's just to like life, wanting to feel alive, but really, but like that's what's so amazing and what's so dangerous about psychedelics is that they show us what our highest state is, and we get to experience that for a short period of time, and then we need to integrate those experiences back into our life. So it's not about like no, 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 no. It's about like we've been working with these plant spirit medicines for thousands of years, but our culture is still relatively like in the dark about it. Like we're just so disconnected from the earth. We don't trust that that's why everybody, when I first told everybody I had Lyme, they wanted me to get on antibiotics because it's got to be quick and dirty. Just got to get it, knock it out. But it's like it's not about that. It's about like staying healthy and happy for like my whole life, and then that in a quantumous space and being content doesn't necessarily mean I have to be like super happy every day, because that's how I feel. I want to feel like I have to act happy like I have to fake it until I make it. Essentially, that's what I feel like. That's why I want to be a performer, because maybe I just need to perform. I need to act it out. So maybe that's why I felt like I needed to be an actor my whole life. And that was my dream when I was a child, and why I'm needing to. It's like because maybe I haven't been putting myself out there enough. And this thing or whatever's happening to me, we don't know what it is. We're just saying it's Lyme, but maybe it's completely different. And I just need to act it out. And I need to feel that deep in my bones. Like when I went through heartbreak, I needed to feel that so I could act it out of me and be that reflection and be that mirror, the living art piece. Or as my friend Shay likes to say, I'm walking DMT. And so this is, and like always wanted to have my own show or perform and just be exciting and entertaining for people, but now I'm having to like put myself out there in this real raw human way, and show people who I really am, because maybe through being so wrapped up in festival culture for 10 years that I kept trying to be somebody that I wasn't. I created the artist Nature Dreamweaver, and that's who I wanted to be. And then Nate Hogan went unloved and forgotten, like he never mattered. But Nate Hogan made Nature Dreamweaver, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's like we're a blank canvas, and we're allowed to create our being and our personality and our character however we want. But to also remember our humanness and and that's the whole process has been, is remembering my humanness, remembering my connection to the earth, remembering my connection to God, remembering my connection to my higher self, remembering how much that I'm here to love and be in my heart, but my head, my ego mind always wants to run the show, and it's that constant. That's another thing working on constantly for me, balancing my head and my heart. So it's like I'm coming out of the closet or whatever. I'm a medicine person. I'm a medicine man. I'm a shaman. I'm a yogi. I'm a priest. I'm all these things, but I'm also a fool. I'm an asshole, and I'm smart, but I'm also stupid. I don't know everything. I'm dumb. I'm I'm an artist, and I'm not. There's some arts that I'm really good at, and some arts I'm not a scientist. I mean, I can analyze things all day as a scientist, but it's like there's a bunch of things that I am, and there's a bunch of things that I am. I am everything, and I am nothing at the exact same time. That's the tensegrity. That's the dynamic balance of quantum physics in the universe, is that we mean everything and we mean nothing. We are love and we are not. We are God and we are not at the same time. And that's the wisdom that's coming through, I'm able to have these thoughts and share this with you in this way because I had some medicine, because I had some plant medicine that it's so controversial still, whether or not it's medicine, whether or not it's not. And it's like we're so different, we each have our own medicine that we need, but we need to be in balance. I quit ganja for over 6 months because I was like, this is not helping anymore. This is not my medicine. But I was out of balance with it. I was not using it in a medicinal, in a good way. And when you don't use things like that in a good way, then that's when people have bad trips, whatever it is. Doesn't matter if it's peyote or LSD. If you're not aligning with your truth, if you're not communicating in your communion with that medicine and praying with it and showing it respect and reverence for its higher consciousness that's going to help you heal and access higher vibrations, then that's when we get foggy and we forget. We just want to eat and have sex and just like it's also a relationship. Ganja's a woman, so it's a relationship with a woman. And I have a relationship with another woman, ayahuasca, and that's a beautiful relationship, and it's my own personal relationship. And some people are telling me, maybe you shouldn't be going to ceremony right now. And it's like, well, the thing is, like, the only person that really knows is me, and I know that that's what I need to do right now, or part of what I need to do right now, since I've done for the last 10 years, because she's one of my teachers. There is a reason that they've been drinking it for thousands of years in the jungle, and that all these people are shaman, and that they have this encyclopedia of plant knowledge in their head that can help heal the entire planet. But it's still like this. It's this such a, our culture is still kind of in the dark, and we're afraid of it. And we don't know if it really works, and if it was just another psychedelic, and it's not. It's this higher intelligence, this plant teacher that's actually healing us on so many levels, and is awakening so many people, and is helping people from everything, cancer to HIV to Lyme to whatever it is, and I want to share my experience about that with more, and with the other experience I've had with psychedelics in my own journey, and how it's been awesome and it's been challenging as well, because no road, whether with medicine or without, on this path or spiritual path or whatever, whether it's tantra or Buddha, it's none of it's easy. None of it, but it's if it's integrated and it's aligned and it's done in a community and everybody's supporting each other in their process and in their practice. It's like everybody that responded to me, those 80 people that responded to me, and there's more out there. Like if we were really united as a, not just as the human race, and as our different cultures and these medicine cultures were really working together, I mean, it's the potential to heal the planet is so infinite. That's why I never give up hope. I never give up hope. And and I know I'm gonna get through this. I just had a freak out, and I was just that, and we all do. And I decided to publicly freak out, and that's not even the worst of it. I mean, I've gone into like serious like shit over first heartbreak, because it started with heartbreak, and then went into this whole other shamanic initiation, and another one, and then another one, and then another one, because nature's always changing, and it's like, whoa. And I'm happy that I'm in a position where I can share my story, and I'm just gonna try to wrap it up here, because 20 minutes time. The point is that I love you, and I'm so grateful that you all love me so much, and that you care about me so much, because it shows me that what I've been doing out in the world, whether I made any money or not, is that my work and my art in the world and everything, it made a difference, and it touched a lot of people, and it's been touching a lot of people. All I want to do is do more of that, because that's what I feel like I'm here to do, and this is real, and I need your help to start a medicine ministry, ComedYcine ministry. Because none of us should have to do any of this shit alone. We live in the most abundant country and civilization in the world, where we have all these resources, and we solve our own problems and our collective problems together as one in the village. And if you'd like to make a donation, this sounds weird, go to artnaturemusic at gmail.com for PayPal, or I guess my campaign's still live on I'm going to change it a little bit on GoFundMe.com / or whatever, Heal Nature. And I'm going to change that a little bit. And my incentives are to give back fully in what I call my intuitive, conscious, creative counseling, coaching, and consulting sessions from 10 years of touring and being an artist on the road and dealing with all different types of healing ailments within myself and witnessing it in others, and being a part of the health and wellness community, and practicing yoga and going to medicine ceremonies and being exposed to a lot of different ideas. And I feel like, I can offer that back in a way that's going to uplift and help other people through whatever process that they're going through, whether you're an artist trying to turn your art into your business, or you're just trying to follow your dreams and manifest your dream. And then obviously I'm performing and doing ceremonies, comedy cacao ceremonies with a bunch of characters, and that's been a lot of fun for people. And building sacred spaces for people within their homes and outside their homes, creating your sacred temples. And those are what the donations go towards me going forth on my mission and eventually wanting to go back to school. And that's going to cost like 20 grand. So I'm in the business of, it's a nonprofit, basically, donation business. But also it's just I don't know, whatever. We'll figure it out. Oh my god. And I guess that's it. That's the longest nature episode, but I just decided to go off. And you know what? Sharing the story helped my head feel better, helped me clear by being as open and truthful and raw with my being as I possibly can be, and I will continue to be in a myriad of ways, because I know that all of our stories matter, and they all make a difference, and they all help, and they're all part of the collective story of our humanity and of our healing. Blessings.